2 at the 2022 World Juniors in Red Deer is starting to wind down. One more game to go. Sweden and Slovakia. Sweden started this tournament off on a winning note. Alexander Holtz, one of 6 different Swedes to score against Russia in their win yesterday. And while Slovakia's comeback against the U.S. came up just short, Martin Chromiak's 2 goals sure made things interesting. Hello and welcome here inside the Centrium in Red Deer, Alberta. Laura Dyken joined alongside our analyst Dave Reed. And yes, another full slate of games here on day 2. 3 down, 1 more to go. So before we get into Sweden and Slovakia, let's show you what else happened today. Finland improved to 2-0 thanks to its win over Austria. Russia got its first win of this tournament, as did Germany. This one just went final. Germany pulling off the upset over Czechia in overtime. But yes, right now it's all about Sweden and Slovakia. Sweden had a disappointing World Juniors last year, but they put that in the rearview mirror. Yesterday, their special teams were the key. 3 power play goals as well as a shorthanded goal. And yes, while Slovakia did not pull off the upset against the U.S., they did have a strong third period and looking to have that carry over here tonight against the Swedes. With more, let's say hello now to Dennis Bayak and Craig Button.
As this tournament gets going and you see a team for the first time, you always wonder which player will bring the wow factor. Simon Edmondson brought the wow factor.
Yeah, in every regard. You know, you use the word command to describe Simon Edmondson because he's got command of the game. Under pressure, lots of play around him, looking for an opening, takes a look, oh, the play's right there. You know, a lot of players don't even see it, let alone are capable of making it. Again, little look, turn, spin, the feet work, and away we go off. And then we've seen a defenseman score on the power play. Have you ever seen a defenseman like this skate, short-handed breakaway that started the play and then acknowledging the Swedish supporters in the stands? I mean, that's just a glimpse of what he can do. He's got brilliance written all over him.
Just under 24 minutes of ice time, he had that short-handed goal, added 2 assists to go along with it.
So Dennis and Craig focusing on Sweden, so let's focus on Slovakia. And a lot of hype surrounding this team this year, Dave, sending a stronger team than we're used to seeing from the Slovaks, led by a trio of prospects who have really been turning heads.
It's remarkable that we talk in this tournament usually about players being drafted, but for the Slovaks, we're talking about 3 players who will be drafted. And Craig Button has all 3 of these players drafted in the first round. 2 of the players are going to go in the top 10. Juraj Slafkovský is a huge body, plays up front in the same line with Filip Mesar. Simon Nemec is on the back end. Nemec played the most minutes of any player. He's only 18 years old. Slafkovský is a monster. He's 6'4". He bowls his way up the ice. You will notice him every time he's on there. He's played the most minutes of any forward for Slovakia in their loss against the USA. So for me, these 3 young guys are all in the starting lineup, but for me, these are the guys to watch. And if Slovakia is to move on, it will be because of the 3 18-year-olds who will be drafted in June.
And they were all part of the under 18 team at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup this past summer. That shocked everyone, winning the silver medal. We're getting all set for the nightcap. It's next year on TSN.
The 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship is presented by Esso, proudly fueling Hockey Canada since 1984. By Nike, official gear of Canada's national hockey teams. By TELUS, we're using the power of our purpose to help make the world a better place. Together, let's make the future friendly. And by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Team Canada. The 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship is brought to you in part by Skip the Dishes. Cheer on our team in true Canadian style with your favorite order on Skip, the official food delivery app of Team Canada. It's game time, Canada. Let's get hungry. And by the 2022 Chevrolet Silverado, the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Good evening from Red Deer, Alberta, the Centrium, and the 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship, as this game between Slovakia and Sweden will complete day 2. Referees for this game, Jonas Kova of Finland, Sergei Yudukov of Russia, and your linesmen are Ryan Jackson and Daniel Pearson. They are your linesmen for this game. Starting in goal for Slovakia is Simon Ledkoski. stopped 39 of 42 against the United States. USHL championship for him last year was Chicago with a terrific .938 save percentage. And Jesper Wallstad will get the start for Sweden. Faced only 18 shots in the game against Russia. U18 gold in Sweden for him with a dazzling save percentage of .936. Ivan Fenish is behind the bench of the Slovakian team. Silver at the 2021 Hlinka Gretzky tournament, has also coached the U18 team. This is his first time coaching at the World Junior Championship. And at the age of 23, Tomas Montan coached in the Swedish Elite League. And now at 44, this will be his 6th and final World Junior Championship.
Love the Swedish blue uniforms.
They are. Sweden and Slovakia. Sweden a win yesterday, and Slovakia gave the United States, the defending champion, a handful, but in the end dropped a 3-2 contest. Edmondson sails one in wide. Taken by Olofsson, he'll dump it in behind the net, and now grabbed off by Simon Nemetz. And Nemetz will feed it up through the middle. Slafkovsky will get it outside his zone. Right back in, though, for Edmondson. Oh, he had Alexander Holtz all alone in front of the net. Couldn't get the puck through the traffic. Holtz will deflect this into the Slovakian zone. Latkoski will stop it and play it off. Teams start their initial change of this game. Long lead pass up the middle. Kashlik will feed it across, and offside is called at the blue line as McCluka got in just ahead of the play.
Goal of the game. When the first goal of our game is scored tonight, one lucky fan will receive a $100 gas card from Esso.
Thomas Montan, who was not able to come over last year because of COVID-related issues. And, you know, when you have such a familiarity with the players and you've worked so hard with them to try to instill a system of team play that you believe in and you know their abilities, missing him was a significant absence for the entire Swedish group.
Daniel Lundman will send this into the Slovakian zone. It comes back at the line. Andrea fires one in, blockered away. Stakastad will dump this back in behind the net. Huerberg going in after it. Huerberg gets pinned to the corner boards. Ljungman trying to come up with it, but it's grabbed off, and Kanaschko will carry it out. Plays it back into the Swedish zone. Emil Andrea, the captain of this Swedish team, will drop it back. Olsen goes rink wide, and some room down the right side. Early going of this game to the front of the net, and the net comes off the pegs as Rosine played that back to the front of the net.
Attack mentality, Dennis. That's what they're doing. They attack inside the dots. They're attacking to the net, and not just with the puck, but without the puck to get the play. Love to see it. You know, you're not going to play inside the dots, and you're not going to attack to the net. You're going to have a tough time scoring unless your name happens to be Alexander Ovechkin or Steven Stamkos.
Face off to the right of the Slovakian net. In the high slot. Torgensen tried to get that shot through it, got blocked, kept in briefly, and now brought back up the ice. Roman Fight will send this into the Swedish zone. In on the forecheck with some bloody contact there was Pavel Stetka. And it's cleared back up at center. Rosine couldn't pick it up. And Louvre will settle it back in his own zone. He'll play it across for Nystrom. Up the middle, that pass failed to materialize, comes off a skate. Following up on the play is Magnuson, and he'll dump it in. Ekmark going after it, couldn't get to it. And it's cleared up the middle by Jan Lashik, near side wrister. And that got turned away off the stick of Servats Petrovsky.
Slovakia had a terrific showing at the 21 Hlinka Gretzky tournament, and Ivan Fenish was the coach of that team. Good young players, and certainly real hope for the future, not just at the World Junior Tournament, but the U18, where they're trying to find their way back into the A group.
Nemetz will wind it up. Nemetz was a busy member of that team yesterday for Slovakia. Back to the line it comes for Nemec. 22 minutes and 43 seconds of ice time for the 17-year-old. This gets dumped into the corner. Slafkovsky left it for Nemec. Nemec got pinned to the near side wall. Demick heads to the front of the net. There comes the puck. Tried to get a stick on it. It was in behind him as it came off a body. And then this will be chopped out by Nybeck. And back to the Slovakian line. Deflected back in. Granz and Edvinsson, the defense pair, back out for Sweden. Eklund will carry it in. A couple of assists in the game yesterday for William Eklund, the San Jose draft pick. In fact, saw some action with the Sharks at the start of this year. And a long pass up the middle is going to be an icing call.
Scan the QR code on the big screen right now. You've seen this by now. It's our
Slovakia ends up working the puck around pretty good. Slafkovsky throws it around and then right on the stick of Demic in front. And what a scoring chance early on for Slovakia. We saw that versus USA on day one, where they started off and really had some opportunities.
Sikora goes cross ice. Jan Lashik with the wrister that goes off a stick and wide. Turned over at the line. And Petrovsky will find some room. Petrovsky slides it across. In a little deep was Konashko. And a save made by Wallstad, and now back up for Eklund.
There was a penalty there because Konashko was jumping in and he got hooked by Andrea. That was an interference penalty because that would have been a clear-cut 2-on-1. Not Andrea, Anton Olsen.
Kashlik will send this in. Makluka goes in after it. 70% in the face-off department yesterday for Alexo Makluka. He won 14 of 20. And he also led the World Junior Championship last year in face-off percentage. Chromiak trying to pick that off the far side boards, got squeezed out on the play by Ekmark. Back in, Dennis Bakala, who did not play yesterday, is in the lineup for Slovakia for this game. Number 5 comes back at the blue line. Nystrom the shot, and a left pad save is that found its way to the short side on Latkoski. Fight will deflect this in. Jedlička in with a bump and taken in behind the Swedish net by Lööf. Played up the far side, lead pass in for Thorgensson. 2-on-1 with Niederbach, and he couldn't make connection with that cross ice pass. Thorgensson will chase this back down in behind the net. Tried to get it back for Edvinsson, intercepted by Jedlička, and then Jedlička takes a jolt there from Daniel Thorgensson. Nemec back inside his own blue line. Little redirect from Slafkovsky, back for Nemec. Nemec works his way. Edvinsson thought he had him lined up, slipped by him. Centered in front of the net, and Wallstad comes across and makes a super stop on a chance from in tight.
Simon Nemec is a heads-up player, and he's always got the next step thought out. I call it progression of thought, but here he comes up into the play, steps around Edvinsson, which is no easy tack. Great chance here, but Wallstad from below the goal line just explodes out to close down the net. Another great chance for Slovakia.
Ekmark across with a wrist shot. He gave it the old, I'll fake that I fall down here and everybody will forget where I am. Next thing you know, he was alone in front of the net. Demick trying to play this up the boards, and we are going to get the game's first penalty. Scoreless, Sweden and Slovakia.
Hey fans, I want you to tweet your seat tonight for a chance.
Well, Jakub Demic just gets his stick caught in here on Zion Nybeck, and there's your tripping penalty. We saw how good the Swedish power play was. You know, again, it's almost reminiscent of the U.S. of the Russia game for, you know, get on the power play. For Sweden, they take advantage. Slovakia can't score. Now they got to kill a penalty. That's a power play that looked really good against Russia day one.
3 for 5 was the power play yesterday. Shot score, Niederbach as the power play connects again, you're going to start getting some royalties from the Swedish bench about your power play predictions for them.
Well, I mean, they have a lot of skill, and not just the skill, but they think and they move, and this is just a great example. Niederbach, I mean, they move this puck low to high back into that slot area, and as you turn around the defenders, now they can't find you, and then he moves right in there at the perfect time and just buries it. That's just a great play. Thomas Montand goes, yeah, that's how we draw it up. It's amazing how the ones you draw up with really skilled players always works, and the one where you don't have as much skill.
4 for 6 now on the power play, and a shorthanded goal to add to their special teams total.
First shot on goal of the game for Sweden. Slovakia started off the game against USA, had lots of opportunities. Penalty, 2-man at disadvantage. It was 2-0 just like that. Slovakia must be sitting here thinking, this is deja vu.
Huerberg intercepts and sends this back deep. Taken by Nemitz, his pass up the middle. Meshar pours in after a loose puck. Jedlička there as well, bounces up. Nemitz trying to hold the line, does. And Volstad will make the save and hang on to it.
This 5-man group out on the ice for Slovakia, the line with Demetz and Meshar and Slavkovsky, along with Petrovicki and Nemitz on that's a good 5-man unit, and they can create a lot of challenges for Sweden and opportunities for their group. Nemitz is such a smart player. He just thinks the game 2 and 3 steps ahead.
Eklund and Granz the assists on that power play marker. It's been a couple of good games for Helge Granz, the Los Angeles draft pick. He picks up another point.
We talk about the draft, Dennis, and you know, having worked in junior hockey and seeing young players, there's such a progression with young, especially big, lanky guys. And I can only tell you that Granz, from the time he started to look like a prospect to when he got drafted, the improvement in what he developed was really tremendous. And the LA Kings are got to be thrilled with his development. He's in Ontario in the American Hockey League this year. Takes time with some of those guys, and you got to be patient.
Magnusson plays it around the board. Nybeck is on it for Sweden. Then he'll turn it over. And almost an odd man rush for Slovakia. Now a bit of a steal, and trying to bust his way through was Dvorsky. Jedlička with a bump on the far side on Edmondson. Dvorsky brings it back in. Short side try, that got turned aside. Roman Fight will play it back at the blue line. Wrist shot through some traffic. Back to the near side, and Jedlička. Staka now will to the sideboards with Nybeck. Back for Jedlička, back for Staka. And Volstad save on the short side. Dvorsky's on the loose puck. Chips it down for Roman Fight. Edmondson picks up the chase on him. Dvorsky for Maros Jedlička. Jedlička spinning away from Ekmark. Back to the near side. Konashko. He'll play it back to the far side. Staka going in, and Nybeck had it, lost it, and Slovakia will regain control, but they're looking for a line change. Konashko will drop it back. And this is put off the boards out to center ice by Marko Staka. His 3rd World Junior Championship for Slovakia. Knocked out on the far side, and Alexander Holtz may have got away with a bit of a hook. Petrovicki, he'll play this down. Sikora tried to get it back and knocked away by Eklund, but again, Eklund couldn't get out of his own end. Sikora giving chase. Jan Lashik down there trying to find a loose puck. Sikora protects it against the checking of Olsen. 1-0 Sweden on a power play goal by Theodor Niederbach from Eklund and Granz. Olsen, he'll drop it back. He'll take the return pass from Alexander Holtz. Try to get it back to him, and Slavkovsky has it. Slavkovsky drives it to the line. Blocker saved by Volstad. Ryan Petrovicki, son of Robert Petrovicki, who coached the Slovakian team last year. And he'll take this back into his own zone, getting bothered there by Ljungman. Nemetz dangles his way out of his own end. On for Slafkovsky. Slafkovsky takes it wide. Slafkovsky, he'll take a bump in behind the net from Warholm. Meshar on the loose puck. Back for Slafkovsky. Slafkovsky will look at the right point. Finds Sturback, but it's skipped away from him. And an odd man rush. Warholm goes cross ice and Stakastad, and a big save by Latozzi. Louvre plays it back into his own end.
The play in this first 10 minutes or so has been by Slovakia. They carried the play. A little mistake by Sturback at the blue line leads to that scoring chance by Sweden, but Slovakia has been impressive here.
Rosén lets the shot go, and that hit traffic in front of the net. Rosén tracks it down. Rosén trying to center it, blocked by the right skate of Maxim Sturback. And Bakala turned over. There's a chance for Rosén. Rebound on a wraparound try. At the blue line, Edvinsson is in. He looked cross ice, and a good defensive play by Kashlik. Back it across, wrister from Chromiak. And a save made by Jesper Wallstad. Chances at both ends of the ice. 1-0 Sweden here on TSN. Time now for Let's Get Hungry, brought to you by Skip the Dishes.
Yeah, well, Alexander Holtz, he eats, I'll tell you. And, you know, you look at what he did being drafted 7th overall. Couple assists with the Devils this year. Goes down to the American Hockey League, a real good player, which is what you want to see. And then comes back to the World Junior Championship for his 3rd year at the juniors. Such an impressive young player, leader. What a bonus for them to be able to have him join their squad. And not just for the team, but for all the players that get to be around Alexander Holtz. It's such a benefit.
And accomplished what he wanted to accomplish when he was reassigned to Utica. 6 goals and 10 points in 11 games. Get some confidence.
And you know, you get a taste of the NHL as well. So now you know, you can tell young players, oh, it's faster, you got to be stronger, but now he feels it, he knows it. So now he can go and work in specific areas, and that really helps with development.
Especially when he looks at what his old line mate is doing in Detroit. Good hit at the line there as Nystrom knocked his man down.
Going to be a tripping penalty, though.
And a power play coming for Slovakia. And a chance to maybe tie this game up after Sweden's power play goal opened the scoring.
These wonderful volunteers are here to play.
Nystrom steps up here, and Stacha steps in. I don't see that as tripping yet. I don't see it as tripping in any way, shape, or form. He gets someone with his upper body and the other player's upper body. It's not a tripping penalty. That's good body contact in the game.
Agree. So Slovakia to the power play. They had some power play chances early in the game against Team USA last night, unable to capitalize. And as Craig mentioned a little while ago, then Sweden's power play went to work, and that was really the difference in the game. Latkoski looked like he was going to play that with his stick, and then decided, I'll just play it with my foot. Nemetz will drop it back into his own zone. Power play for Slovakia. Slafkovsky sends it across for Roman Fight. Slafkovsky is in after it. Fight trying to play it down low. Got blocked, but he stays with it. Fight trying to get it back to the line, and then all sorts of Swedish attackers around him, and picked up, and this gets sent down the ice by Magnusson, who will then head to the bench on the change. Slafkovsky will slip this into the Swedish zone. Edvinsson is on it, and he'll quickly turn and send Slovakia back. Nemetz will play it for Chromiak. Chromiak had 2 goals yesterday in that loss to the United States. Had a chance in the 3rd period late to tie the game, and his 3rd of the night, but just missed the short side. Chromiak is on it now. He'll play give and go with Makluka. Back for Nemetz at the line, and he ripped the wrister wide. Played back for Kashlik. Kashlik takes a look, plays it to the goal line, centered across. Great play by Maros Jedlicka, and Chromiak just couldn't handle it cleanly. Jedlicka in for Kashlik, and it bobbled on him. Back to the front of the net, and now deflected away and cleared by Edvinsson.
For almost 4 periods, I have been really impressed with Maros Jedlicka.
Near side it comes, slap shot by Konashko, and Volstad will make the save, and he will hang on to it as the power play does come to an end. 1-0, Sweden.
Mark my words on this, Dennis. Somebody in a couple years is going to be saying, how did the LA Kings get this Martin Chromiak in the 5th round? Came over to the CHL halfway through the year, was a real instrumental part of playing with Shane Wright, and the season this year, what he's done here early in this tournament, he's a real impressive young player.
5 shots on goal yesterday. A couple of them found the back of the net. Said we are in a strong group. If you don't play 60 minutes, you won't win. If we play our best game, we can beat anyone. We have a really good group. That from Chromiak after the game last night. The second period, they got outplayed, outshot, but they bounced back in the 3rd period, outshot the United States, and had some chances. Olofsson carries in. Olofsson played it to the front of the net, deflected away by Jan Laschik, and then Laschik will get that puck back and send it down the boards.
Such a good play by Laschik, coming all the way back through that lane. Now he's able to make a really good defensive play to take away a scoring chance.
He'll send that into the Swedish zone. Querberg plays it back to the near side. Olofsson had it get away from him. Meshar leaves it, wrist shot, and Slavkovsky had a good look there, but it deflects up and out of play.
I really like this line. You know, you got the size and the power of Slavkovsky. Demich is a big centerman who's really aware. Then you got Meshar, who's a real slick, skilled scorer, and he's hungry. I really like this line. Demich has been great up with the Edmonton Oil Kings.
A Vegas pick. Another penalty coming to Slovakia. It's going to be a holding penalty.
Looks like Demich is going to get a 2nd penalty of the period.
It'll be a holding penalty, so Sweden will go back to the power play. And Jakob Demich not that thrilled with the call.
Well, I would say that, you know, that could have been called a hold, a wrestle, a bear hug.
Off the back glass it comes. Latkoski wasn't sure where it was. And it'll deflect, and Grands will go back for it. And he'll set up the power play. Niederbach, who has the goal, swings to the right, but the pass comes to the left to Eklund. Eklund hits the line, drops it back. Olofsson is on the loose puck. Olofsson will play this back in behind the net. To the front of the net goes Niederbach. It comes back for Holtz. Holtz will play it for Grands. Grands for Olofsson, back for Holtz. Eklund down at the goal line. Olofsson had a goal yesterday, wires that one to the short side. Holding it in at the line is Grands. He'll get a little bit of help from Olofsson, and now it got away from Olofsson. Oh, and that might have been a break for Petrovsky, but it was knocked out of midair as Petrovsky was in behind Grands.
Even if it ends up being a play whistled down, that was a good alert play to get your stick on that, because that looked like there was opportunity.
Edvinsson, the Detroit pick, on for Ljungman. Ljungman won 12 of 18 faceoffs yesterday, 66.6%. Andrea back for Edvinsson. Edvinsson will walk it in, and you'll send it back in behind the net. And the pass to the far side for Rosine is deflected away, and Andrea will have to chase this back. 20 seconds left in the power play. He'll swing it for Edvinsson. To the line, winds his way around Slavkovsky. Big Edmondson will drop it back. Rosine back for Edmondson, in for Andrea, looks for that far corner. That hit a body. They've hit Kanoshko and grabbed off by Meshar, and Meshar will send it out at center. And no shots on that power play for Sweden, so a good job on the penalty kill. Andrea with a good hip check there on Meshar. Now Meshar goes back at Stakastad. In across for Demick, takes it wide, and he got rubbed out in behind the net, and Edmondson will skate it to center. Winds his way from the near side to the far side. Now Jakub Demick catches him, jams it up in the corner, and it's on for Slavkovsky.
I really like what Ivan Fenish did here. Demick has the penalty, and right at the end of the penalty, he throws out Slavkovsky and Meshar as Demick comes out of the penalty box. You know, just those little things that give your team a potential for an advantage. He's right on top of it. That's sharp.
Bromiak sends it in. Kashlik in on the forecheck, but it's up for Magnuson. He'll lift the backhander in. Petrovitsky will play this up for Kashlik. Kashlik puts on the brakes. Nieback knocked it off of his stick, and then a good pay by Ledkotsky to intercept that pass before he got to the front of the net. Chromiak back in for Nemitz. Nemitz, Kashlik tried to go to that backside, and it got intercepted. Makluka was there, and he was open. Chromiak lets the shot go. Good play by the defenseman Olsen. Didn't get a stick on it, and an easy save for Jesper Volstad. And now another save by Volstad.
I can tell you what, that ice top's warmer than it is outside here in Red Deer.
It is frigid. We talked about this yesterday. There has been some cold World Junior Championships going all the way back to 1990 in Saskatoon. And Ufa had some days that were very chilly, and there's been others. But it's chilly here in Red Deer. Yedlichka to the front of the net, deflected. Slavkovsky was there, and Volstad makes another stop. Roman fight in the fight. Try to come up with the puck in behind the net. And out of the pile, Sweden comes up with it. And Nystrom will send it down the ice. Ledkotzy is going to have to play it because Alexander Holtz was pouring in after a loose puck. Now a steal for Olsen, and he'll get it on for Holtz into the final 30 of the opening period.
He tried to bank that off of Ledkotzy, excuse me. Such a sharp little move. Yeah. Let's just see if I can get a bank shot here.
Jammed up at the line, and Yedlichka will play it back into his own zone. Eklund intercepts and comes across for Holtz. Holtz walks it in, and he can rip it, and did, except he was looking far side and missed the net. And period one comes to an end.
Well, the power play for Sweden strikes again, but what a strong period for Slovakia. You know, after, you know, had that miserable second period, really good third period against the USA on day one, and follow it up with a terrific first period here against Sweden.
13-4, the shots in favor of Slovakia. But a power play marker here in Red Deer for Sweden. Sweden with a 1-0 lead, 20 minutes done in this contest.
The first intermission is brought to you by Verbo. Download the Verbo app and get your team together today.
For more than 80 years, Esso has supported Canadian hockey with programs like the Esso Medals of Achievement, Esso Fun Days, and the Esso Cup through our long-standing partnership with Canada's national teams. Esso, proud premier partner of Hockey Canada.
Molson Export Canadians hockey on TSN. It's back tomorrow as the Habs are on the road to face off against the Lightning. Puck drops at 7 Eastern, 8 Atlantic over on TSN2 in the Habs region. And And we are back here in Red Deer with Laura and Dave. And Dave, we were wondering, Slovakia had that strong period against the U.S., the third period. Would it carry over into today? Well, as soon as that puck dropped, the intensity went up. Very entertaining period, and leading the way was the line that you focused on in the pregame.
Juraj Slafkovský was fantastic. At 17 years old, he was absolutely dominant every time he was on the ice. It's not just his skill that I'm watching, it's the fact that he is always in the right position. Now, he doesn't make the right play on here. He probably should have shot, but he makes the play to get to a shooting area. He's able to pick up pucks, get pucks down low. This pass here, I'm not really sure how this did not go in. What a great behind the pass, no-look pass, knowing exactly where his teammates going to be in front of the net. And this one, a quick release, gets deflected away. Excellent first period by Slovakia, led by that line. And Slafkovský, if he's not going to go number 4 or 5, he should be going higher. He was absolutely dominant, and I thought he was absolutely dominant against the U.S. in a losing effort, but he's been very, very impressive for Slovakia.
Speaking of dominant, Slovakia dominant in that period, at least when it came to the shots, the 13-4 advantage, who would have thought? But make one mistake, and we've seen this Swedish power play go to work. What makes this group so dangerous?
They handle the puck so well, and they just seem to be in sync. We talked about in yesterday's game when they're opener, where they were zipping the puck around against the Russians, especially on the power play. I always called this the Czech power play, but we may want to start calling it the Swedish power play. It goes up to a right shot on the point. That's Grans. He quickly throws it down to a left shot. William Eklund, who quickly throws it to a right shot. Theodor Niederbach in the slot. It's a quick one-touch pass. There's down, one touch out to the middle, one touch, perfect shot in the back of the net. They didn't take many shots. They didn't have many opportunities, Sweden, but they don't need many. And we saw it against Russia. They are quick strike. They've got tremendous skill, and they showed it. That was a quick face-off, a quick puck battle down low, and 2 quick one-touch passes, and it's in the back of the net. Slovakia dominated the period, yet they're still down 1-0. We'll see if they can keep that momentum going in the second period.
But they learned something, because the second time that the Swedes were on the man advantage, no shots on goal. So
yes.
There you go. Well, Canada had an off day today, but they are back in business tomorrow. When we come back, we'll start to look ahead to Canada's next game against Austria. Meanwhile, it's Sweden nursing that 1-0 lead. Just a reminder, Team Canada's quest for gold at the 2022 World Juniors continues tomorrow when they face off against Austria. Pre-game gets underway at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, only on TSN. The team didn't play today, did practice though, and head coach Dave Cameron announcing that Brett Brochu will get the start against the Austrians.
Definitely really excited. Ever since I was a kid, I dreamt of that moment. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm confident when I'm at my best. So yeah, I'm going to bring that tomorrow and make sure that I, do the same thing. It's just another game. And, I've played a lot with London this year. So I'm going to bring that same attitude and same mindset to tomorrow's game.
I've been playing against him for a while in the OHL. Like I played against him, I think he was there my second year. Yeah, in London. And, I think his stats were insane that year. Like he was one of the top goaltender in the OHL at that point. And, we played him lots, and I couldn't believe, honestly, didn't really know who he was the first time we played him. And he just kept getting better and better and taking the league by storm. And his stats kind of backed it up. And he's carried that momentum, being recognized by Hockey Canada, making the team.
This is the first major international tournament for Brochu. Brochu getting thrown into the fire against Austria. The good news for him, because you can expect a little bit of nerves, he's got a very strong group of blue liners right in front of him.
Well, the thing about the Blue Liners, Laura, is that they're more of an offensive team, they seem to be, than a defensive team. The team scored 6 goals in the win against Czechia in a 6-3 win. And well, the defense had 5 of those goals. And that's a bonus if you're a coach. When your defense can move and can shoot. Owen Power with 3 of these goals. But watch where these goals come from. They're not up at the blue line. The defense jumps up in the play. Donovan Sebrango with a goal. Olin Zellweger late in the third period. but the defense is so active because of their skating abilities and their ability to read the play and play as well offensively as they can play defensively. And this is a weapon that most teams don't have. When you've got a team that can score up front, as Canada does, when you've got a group of defense who can follow the play up from the back end or can jump in, can carry the puck down low below the blue line and goal line to create offense, that's a real bonus. Not every team in this tournament has that, and we saw it on display as the game went on against Czechia. So will it be interesting to see if the offense from the defense continues. But in tournaments such as this, you'll take it wherever you get it. Owen Power with 3 was leading the charge.
Really quickly, surprised that they're switching up the goaltenders at all?
You know, not really. I think it's great. This is going to give an opportunity for all 3 goaltenders to play as you move along. Austria is probably the weakest team in the group, and this is a great opportunity to say, you know what? Every goaltender is going to get to play. Everybody can play in the tournament. The big game is going to come against Finland in the final preliminary game. That's the big one moving into the quarterfinals.
Xavier Bourgault was injured in that game against the Czechs, didn't practice today. No update on his status. He is the Oilers prospect. We'll keep you posted on that. Meanwhile, here in Red Deer, Sweden, oh, that power play again, taking the lead over Slovakia.
The first intermission was brought to you by Verbo. Download the Verbo app and get your team together today.
Our first intermission scoring summary is brought to you by Verbo. Not much to tell you about. Another power play goal for the Swedes. Theodor Niederbach scoring in his 2nd straight game. Let's get you back to Dennis and Craig with the call.
Good period for Slovakia, Craig, and yet Sweden found a way to come out with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, Sweden did. And one of the problems that Slovakia has had is they keep trying to run the puck up the boards out of their own zone. Well, that makes it hard on wingers, and it also allows your opponent, in this case Sweden, to know exactly what you're doing and commit to it. It becomes a real hard battle every time you're trying to get the puck out, and that becomes challenging. And on the power play, this is where it started. You couldn't get the puck up, trying to go up the boards. They read it, and then Theodor Niederbach finishes it off on the power play. So, you know what? You have this idea that you want to stay out of the middle, but up the boards when it's predictable and everybody knows what you're going to do isn't helping you either. And I think that's an area that Slovakia's got to look at to try to clean up in their own zone and get out of there a lot quicker and a lot easier.
Of the 13 shots for Slovakia in that opening period, 6 came from the back end from 2 guys especially. Simon Nemec had 3, Samuel Konashko had 3. They had some scoring chances, but the power play goal by Niederbach, the only goal so far. Sweden won 60% of the faceoffs, and not a surprise, Alexei Maklukka, 2 for 2 in the faceoff department. So the second period gets going. Holtz will carry it in, short side shot, and Ledkotsi makes the save and hangs on.
So we saw Alexander Holtz at the end of the first period. He comes down on the left wing side, he takes a step in and tries to shoot high on the blocker side. This is the net on Ledkotsi. What does he do here? He's coming down and he's trying to see, oh, let's see what you got open for me now. He tries to go short side again there. And what it is he's challenging the goalie. You better be ready, you better be thinking, because I'm looking to exploit you. Gotta love that from Alexander Holtz.
Holtz after it again, tried to get it back to the blue line. This gets cleared. Slafkovsky is going after it. Grans got there first, and Holtz has the loose puck. Holtz getting chased down by Meshar. Puck gets turned over. Jan Lashik to the front of the net looking for Messar. That failed to materialize, and well, that was Nemec with that pass to the front of the net. And now a long shot by Olofsson and a save made by Ledkotsi.
And Nemec stopped sitting there. He didn't get a crisp pass there, but he was looking into that area to try to get a scoring chance into that inner slot. There's Olofsson, and we've seen Ledkotsi make some really good saves. I don't think he's going to have any problem with those ones.
Stopped 39 of 42 in the loss yesterday. Kashlik will carry it in. Kashlik looking for that far side. Save made by Volstad. Konashko will get it across. Shot right on. Another save by Volstad on the wrister from the far side from Staka. Banked off the boards, and Konashko will chase this back into his own end. Okay, Stakastad right after him. Played up for Chromiak. He tried a little redirect, trying to spring Kashlik. Chromiak on it again as they jam it up. Huerberg, he'll drop it at the line, but Chromiak is there to pick it up. Back it across. Bakluka tried to find a little bit of room to get into the Swedish zone. There was nothing there. And Andrea, his pass off the boards, and Maros Jedlicka will intercept and send it back deep.
I love when players are coming.
There's another turnover, and Jedlicka whistled that one wide.
I love when players come off the bench and they're already engaged, and Jedlicka keeps that puck inside the blue line because he's coming off the bench, not sizing it up. He's ready. Get on the ice and be ready.
They have been aggressive on the forecheck. They forced some turnovers. Thorgerson got a stick on there and deflected it just over top the net on the glove side. Kumets gets to the line, takes a bump, but sends it deep. This gets sent in. Dvorsky to the front of the net. The puck is loose, and this will get grabbed off and taken out of harm's way.
Wallstad had to make a save on that Jedlicka. A nice play right into the slot area.
He's had a good shift. He's had a good game, Jedlicka. You mentioned him earlier.
I tell young players all the time, just play. You don't have to worry about, just play. People will notice if you play and you play well.
Sikora trying to catch up to that loose puck. It's kept in at the line. Wrist shot from the far side. That got turned away.
3 rebounds in this early second period off the pads of Jesper Wallstad. Slovakia getting the puck to the pads. Follow the puck into the net. Follow the puck into the net. Follow the puck into those pads. There's some juicy rebounds coming there.
Including pucks, skates, gear, and more.
Play right into the crease area. Thorgerson deflects it up and over the net. Not a lot of room to work there.
A lot of reach there for Thorgerson at 6'2". Demick will win the face-off against Eklund. Petrovitsky back into his own zone. Petrovitsky getting chased on the play there by Olsson. Hits the line, drop back. Slavskovsky to the front of the net, trying to find Petrovitsky. Turned back up inside the line, and now off the boards and out the center, but no further. Right back in. Demick will carry it in, drops it back. Beshar with the shot, that went wide. Nemitz in from the line. It comes back for Petrovitsky, plays it back for Demko. Jakub Demko. Demick will control inside the line. Demick back to the right point. Into the slot for Meshar, off the heel of his stick. And Huerberg will send it on for Alexander Holtz. He goes high, short side. And Latkoczy got a piece of that, and it's up and out of play.
Holtz, he's just looking. He's just eyes up, hands ready. Just so alert. He'll be scoring in the NHL. Yeah, he's looking out. Maybe I make a pass, looking to see if Latkoczy is going to cheat a little bit, open it up for him.
World Junior experience for him, U18 experience. Won gold in Sweden. There's a shot and an easy save for Latkoczy.
So Sweden won gold at the U18, and Alexander Holtz and Lucas Raymond were underage players at that tournament, and they were phenomenal. I mean, Lucas Raymond scores the hat trick and the golden goal in the gold medal game, but Alexander Holtz had a goal in that game, and those two, they don't win without those two guys. It's simple as that. They were underage players at the U18 that year. What a performance.
Andrea circles inside his own blue line, trying to lose the checking of Chromiak. Latkoczy will gain control of it, plays it into the corner. Staka sends it up outside the line to center ice, no further. And Sweden will take control of it. Back in for Ljungman. Wrist shot through some traffic, save made Latkoczy. Nystrom at the right point, sends it all the way around. Löw will jump in from the left point, but turns it over in behind the Slovakia net. And up the center, oh, Konashko got leveled. Löw had him lined up. Makes his way back to the bench. Konashko appears to be all right. Demick in on the back check there. It's a good hustle to negate the icing by Steinman. Niederbach all the way back into his own zone. The physicality picks up here a little bit in the second period. Shot from the line by Bakala, and Wallstad will make the save and hang on to it.
So we've talked about Simon Edvinsson. You want to see an opponent get stopped dead in their tracks? There is Dvorsky. You are going no further. You will stop right there. He's such a great skater with the footwork and the agility and his ability to pivot.
Nemetz shot from the line, gets through some traffic. Another save for Wallstad.
I love this line. I love it for Slovakia.
Off day for Sweden tomorrow and an off day for Slovakia tomorrow as well. For Slovakia, Russia will be the next opponent, and for Sweden, it's Team USA. Nemetz trying to hold it in, did briefly, and the neck mark will clear it. Magnusson will track this down in the Slovakian zone, plays it back at the line, and this skips away from Werholm, and he'll have to chase it back to his own blue line. Pass up the middle, that gets blocked by the penalty boxes. Well, not by the penalty boxes, it got blocked by the Slovakian player in front of the penalty boxes. Back it comes to Werholm. He'll play it cross ice. Long shot, but Coetzee the save and the rebound. And another save in tight. And he'll hang on to it for the faceoff as Ekmark found that loose puck in front.
Well, shot from the point comes in, and like Coetzee has to be sharp on that rebound. Andrea puts it out there. He doesn't handle it cleanly, but as he's pushing out, he's able to close down the net, make sure there's not a second rebound.
2 power play goals by Team USA yesterday against Slovakia, probably the difference in the game. And today the only goal so far is a power play marker. And Sikora thought that he was there ahead of Louvre, but icing is called against Slovakia.
Sikora was trying to get to the dot to negate the icing, and you know they were pretty close body contact, and then Louvre just kind of leaned in right here, and really no harm whatsoever, and certainly no foul.
Adam Sikora's dad, Roman, spent some time in the BCHL in Trail. Spent some time in Tri-Cities with the Americans. Edvinsson pops it back down low. Konashko sends it ahead, and a little bit of room for Petrovsky. Petrovsky on for Jan Lashik, who got spun around in front of his own bench. Staka gets enough on that pass to get it to Konashko, and Konashko trying to get it up the left side boards, puts it into the Swedish bench, and we will get a stoppage. Some physicality in this one, 1-0 Sweden. Team Canada's quest for gold at the 2022 World Junior Championship continues tomorrow. Canada will face off against Austria. Action gets underway 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, only on TSN. The future of hockey lives here. Finland over Austria 7-1 earlier today. Germany beat Czechia in overtime by a margin of 2-1. Russia over Swiss 4-2 in the final game of day 2 has Sweden up on Slovakia 1-0.
Sweden and Slovakia both playing on day 1, so nobody has an advantage of a day's rest or having to come back. If you're a team that played without that day's rest.
Quick shot by Rosine, hit a body in front. Kashlik will play it through. Makluka trying to bust his way through. and is cleared back up. And Huerberg trying to bust his way in, scores! Albert Huerberg, the Dallas pick, and Sweden up 2-0.
Quickly, the Swedes go the other way, and this is just such a poor play by Dennis Bakala. Just ends up on the outside edges of his skate, and Sjoberg makes no mistake inside the post. But that is a play where it's a gimme. There's really no reason to get caught on the outside like Bakala does, but he does, and Sjoberg takes full advantage of it. You can see his partner, Maxim Strebak, so mad, just banging his stick because, it's 2-0 now, and you've played so well as a team in Slovakia. Just a poor play defensively gets you down 2-0.
Stakastad knocking Evans down, sends the puck into the corner. Stenman goes in after it for Sweden as well. Comes around, and Jedlicka will slip it back into the Sweden end of the ice. Olsen takes the pass and finds some room, lets the long wrist shot go. That gets blocked. Roman Fight got taken down, banked it off the boards, and Volstad will snap it near side for Stenman. Puck bounces away from Andrea, but Olsen is there to get it back to the captain. On for Stenman, out at center. Stakastad couldn't pick it up. Kanashko will dump it in, going after it. He'll bump there with Olsen. Meshar after a loose puck, trying to get away from Ljungman. Slafkovsky there to help out. He'll chase this in behind the net. Olsen first on it. Andrea will play it around the boards, picked off by Meshar. For Demek. Jakub Demek gets dumped in behind the net. Meshar has the puck. Misfired on his first pass, now tries to get that in on Volstad. No room there for Olsen as he lost control of it. And now Olsen gets it again. Good play defensively there by Andrea, just played the body. And an icing call now against Sweden.
Help us make the game we love more inclusive. Submit your game-changing good deeds today at ChevroletGoodDeedsCup.ca.
Somebody was lucky enough to win. Scan to win.
Face-off will be in the Swedish end of the ice. And a 2-0 lead for Sweden here. They've been outshot 20-11. And another icing call against Sweden will bring the face-off back one more time.
This is a real opportunity to gain possession of the puck off the face-off. You can see the next group of Swedes getting ready to get on the ice. Keep them down in their own zone and keep this group out there and try to generate a chance. Or
Dvorsky plays it back into his own end, gets it back and whips it into the Swedish zone. Olsen plays it around the boards. Collision there's. Okay, Stakastad got bumped. Wrist shot from the left side and a glove save off the stick of Petrovitsky and into the glove of Volstad.
And Jesper Wallstedt, so athletically gifted, technically gifted, and really smart. He knew his team needed a whistle. He knew that there was 2 consecutive icings, and we can't let this go on. Gets a clear sight line on the puck and just freezes it. Astute and sharp and dialed into the game.
Grands will shift this out to center ice. Sharp angle, and Lutkowski takes that up high off the left shoulder and then has to make a save on the rebound as Magnuson let that one fly.
Early in the second period, I talked about Wallstedt with 3 big rebounds and getting after those rebounds. Well, watch what Sweden does here. This is exactly where you get a second opportunity. Rebound, you're going right there, bang. That's how you get some opportunities, and goaltender just not sharp with his rebound control, and there's a chance. And
Elliot Ekmark has had a couple of in-tight chances here in the second period. He got the rebound there. Edvinsson back into his own end. Sikora keeps an eye on him. On for Helge Grands. He gets chased back into his own zone, sends it cross ice, and Edmondson will start it again. On for Eklund. William Eklund will drop it for Edmondson. Back for Eklund. Eklund gets pressured on the far side, forced the turnover. Puck is loose, grabbed off now by penalty coming up as that came to the side of the net as Petrovsky forced the turnover. So a power play coming up for Slovakia. Sweden has been uncharacteristically careless at its own end of the ice at times in this game.
But part of that has been Slovakia, you pointed it out, Dennis, forechecking, putting some pressure on. There it is, right in on the hands. There's no question about it. That's a significant penalty killer in the box, too, for Sweden, Simon Edmondson.
Dvorsky wins the draw, came back. Nemitz tried to go cross ice. And Nyback intercepts that. Not a very good bank pass in behind the net, but it does end up on the stick of Slavkovsky. Through with Roman, fight back for Slavkovsky. Takes a bump, sends it around for Dvorsky. He'll play it back for Slavkovsky. Trying to get it back to the blue line for Nemitz, does. Back for Slavkovsky. Watched by Roman, fight. Give and go down low. Back to the blue line it comes. Nemitz goes cross ice, and Slavkovsky's shot that's been missed by much. Nemitz plays it back. Meshar's on it. Meshar to the goal line. Taken by Roman, fight. Near side, Meshar with the quick shot. That went over top the net. Slavkovsky plays it back for Nemitz. Simon Nemitz back for Meshar. He'll walk it into the goal line. It goes the bump up play, and in tight, Dvorsky missed the net.
Leo Loof with a no stick. That should be a delay of the game. There's no way that can't be a delay of the game. I mean, Leo Loof doesn't have a stick. That's got to be a delay of the game. No way. That's a missed call.
Well, it would have resulted in a 5-on-3. Take another look at it. Louvre has lost his stick.
Yeah, that's delay of the game. That's the definition of delay of the game. Complete miss by the referees there. Complete miss. Roman Fife has every reason to be furious.
So Wallstad does what he felt he had to do.
Yeah, he got away with one.
Yep.
It wasn't very smart by Wallstad.
So it remains a one-man advantage versus what should have been a two-man advantage. Kashlik plays it down low, centering pass deflected away by Wallstad. Konashko goes cross ice. Kashlik trying to play it back down low, didn't get enough on it. Nystrom will send it all the way down on Latkoczy. Konashko back for it. Kashlik takes the pass, dropped it for Makluka, and it comes back outside the line. And a regroup now for Slovakia. Demek will send it back in. Olsen off the backboards for Sweden. Gets it to the line. Trying to hold it in was Chromiak, couldn't. And it's back for Konashko with Ekmark chasing him down. No shots on the power play. Kashlik gets rubbed out on the far side. Andrea with Chromiak after him. And Rosine will leave it in behind his own net. Left wing pass, and here comes Rosine. He'll hit the line, takes it wide. 2-0 Sweden here in the second period. Slavkovsky hits the line. Slavkovsky gets away from Thorgesson. Petrovitsky leaves it there. Shot, all sorts of traffic in front. Meshar trying to find it. And Andrea will play it, and it's sent up through center ice by Edmondson. Little bit of room on that right side for Niederbach, who had the game's opening tally on a power play, but pulling it out of traffic. Great play there by Nemitz. On for Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky will hit the line, gets tied up there with Olsson. Puck is still in the Swedish zone, and now it's cleared up at center. Petrovitsky will get it on for Meshar. Back for Petrovitsky. Tight quarters, though. Jedlichka will let it go in, and Grans goes after it. Eklund looking for a little bit of room, drops it back. Simon Edmondson, long lead pass. There's a little bit of room there for Eklund, but he couldn't handle the hard pass, and an icing call against Sweden.
Oscar Olausson. There's the big defenseman there. There's Olausson. Back and forth we go with the visuals of the Swedish players. Both first-round draft picks in the 2021 draft. Simon Edmondson, 6th overall by the Detroit Red Wings, and Oscar Olausson going to a pretty talented group with the Colorado Avalanche. He's talented himself.
12 goals in 22 games with Barry Colts. Holtz will send this in. Ledkotzy will trap it behind his own net and plays it on for Roman Fight. Fight will come near side looking for Jedlicka off of him, and Bakala follows up. And Jesper Wallstad is going to hang on to it. 6:26 to go in the second period. We're going to step aside in a 2-0 lead for Sweden.
It's time for our 10 points challenge tonight.
2-0 here at the 2022 World Junior Championship. 2023 will head to Russia. So there's some penalties after some fisticuffs in front of the Swedish net.
Well, Leo Loof was throwing a lot of punches, and Miros Jedlicka was taking them.
Third back in, Andrea back into his own end.
14, Miros Jedlicka.
Miners for roughing. Niederbach across the line, quick shot, that went wide. Nystrom jumps in from the right point. Gives way to Samuel Konashko. Konashko for Staka. Staka slows it down, some 4-on-4 action here. Under 6 to go, second period. Konashko in across the line, went to fire it, puck got away from him. Nystrom's pass is intercepted. Chromiak with the shot. Wallstad, good glove save. And then Chromiak with a whack at the rebound that ends up with the glove of Wallstad.
A whack at the rebound. Great shot, puck alive, but going for the rebound. I like it. So here's how they ended up 4-on-4 right here. A little bit of pushing. Loof gives a little shot, and the Jedlicka comes in. And as I said, Loof was the one throwing the punches, and Jedlicka was the one taking them. Gets one in at the end, but that's how they ended up 4-on-4. Leo Loof's is an aggressive player.
That's getting your money's worth on a 2-minute minor for roughing.
It sure is.
Short side chance there for Demick, and a good save made by Wallstad. In for Nemitz to the backhand, stuffed it into the paint just when he looked like he was going to go around the net, tried to tuck it in short side. Nemitz is on it again. He'll throw this cross ice. Pressure now from Slovakia. Meshar dishes it off. Slavkovsky lets the shot go. Slavkovsky jams it back at the line for Nemitz. As Petrovitsky on the near side elects to play it around for Meshar. He got rubbed out by Edmondson. And back up the ice for Stakastad. He'll leave it there, and Petrovitsky's on it.
What a crafty play by Nemitz, though, as he kind of, and Wallstad stayed right close to that post. He didn't give it up.
Nemitz on it again, and he gets taken into the backboards hard by Werholm. Long lead pass for Alexander Holtz on that offside, and Ledkotzy got a piece of it, just enough to deflect it wide. Holtz on it again, plays it cross ice. Andrea tried to spin the backhander to the front of the net. That was intercepted. And now back for McLuka. McLuka has Staka headed to the front of the net and couldn't get it to him. Chromiak with a bit of a bump. And this will get flipped out of harm's way and back into the Slovakian zone for Konashko. Konashko will chip this past the forechecking of Eklund. And now taken by Nystrom back into his own zone. Sends it around for Niebeck. Niebeck will try to get it up ahead for Ekmark. But grabbed off by Kanoshko. Gets it back to the Swedish line, and Nystrom will try it again. Plays it on for Louvre. Winds his way to center. He'll dish it off. Niebeck with the long wrister, blockered away by Latkoczy. And Jedlička will play it up at center. Roman Feit will play it through. Dvorsky's after it. Dvorsky for Slovakia, puts on the break, sends it back at the line. Bakala with the shot, and that got turned away. Puck loose in the corner. And grabbed off, and Sweden will carry out with Niebeck. Bakala in behind his own net. And we have a pile-up here with under 3 to go in the second period. In behind the Slovakian net. Kumets trying to come out of the pile with it. Bakala there as well. It comes back for Edmondson at the line. Edmondson works it in, lets the shot go, and a good save by Latkoczy on a good play by Edmondson.
Well, the Swedes have some success in the first round. That's a pretty impressive group. And, you know, you look out on the ice right now, and 3 of those guys are there. One in the net, one on the blue line, and another one playing left wing. And the other 3 guys on the ice are second-round picks. I mean, it's not just the first-rounders. They have high second-rounders. A lot of depth and skill in Sweden.
Fabian Lysell plays for the Vancouver Giants. A Boston pick yet to play in the tournament. Edmondson carries in, almost worked his way right in on Latkoczy. Thorgerson in on the forecheck. It slipped past him, and Kashlik will wind it up. Rosine trying to force him to the far side boards. That does force the turnover. And Grant's back inside his own line across for Edmondson. Off the backboards, Latkoczy will leave it there. Petrovitsky will send it on, and here comes Nemetz. Again, a nice play in front of his own net to find a little bit of room. An A on the jersey of young Nemetz. And an icing call here against Sweden.
You know, you look at the draft in 2022, and you start to look ahead, and you've been watching players for a while now, in some cases 2 years. That guy right there, that's the best defenseman in the 2022 draft, in my view. He's the best guy. I think there's a demand for right shot defensemen too, Dennis. I've heard that. Have you?
Yes. Always is a commodity that is being desired. Slafkovsky drops it back. Kanashko walks it in, takes a look, and Wallstedt may have got a piece of that with his left pad, despite the fact he was looking to the near side. Taken by Slafkovsky, and his stick was tied up before he could get a shot away. Good defensive play there by Thorgerson. Niederbach first on the puck into the Slovakian zone, banked it off the boards, but again, Slovakia is on it. Slafkovsky takes it to the line and got all tied up there in the high slot. Goal scoring again an issue for Slovakia. 7 goals scored in last year's tournament. Did get a couple against the United States yesterday, both coming from Chromiak. Boy, they've had so many good looks in this game. Wallstad's been good. And as a result, a 2-0 lead for Sweden. Okay, Stakastad lets it go to the short side, sticks with his rebound, 2 saves by Latkoczy. A wraparound try now as Ljungman goes to the far side. Back for Edmondson. Tried to bank it off the backboards, got the bank that he was looking for right back to the front of the net. Feit will drop it back. Maros Jedlička wrist shot, that went wide. Dvorsky takes it back into his own end, plays it cross ice. Petrovitsky gets it back up for Dvorsky. Hits the line for Roman Feit, and a wrister. And Wallstedt the save and hangs onto it. And again, Jedlička finds himself in the middle of it.
I know how you get the attention of the opponent's defense. Just try to drive to the front of their net. This save by, you talk about fighting to find the puck, and you know, he's moving and trying to track it. It doesn't look like he's totally zeroed in on it, but he's out at the top of the crease. He's got an idea. Konashko made a great move going right to left and delaying to get into a better shooting position.
He has faced 30 shots in this game, Ballstad has.
I will say this, Slovakia has played 4 of 5 really good periods, and the only reason they haven't been able to take advantage is the goaltenders on both sides. Drew Commesso for the U.S. in game 1, Jesper Wallstedt through 2 periods here in game 2.
17-15. The shots in favor of Slovakia the second period, 30-19 after 40 minutes, but a 2-0 lead for Sweden.
The second intermission is brought to you by Canadian Tire, proud partner of Hockey Canada.
Back up the ice. Jibrikov takes it wide, lets the shot go now, each netminder. Shot.
All right, lacrosse fans, you're in luck. NLL on TSN continues Thursday with a Game of the Week showdown between the Thunderbirds and Roughnecks. Coverage begins at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. What a great game we've been seeing here between Sweden and Slovakia. David Lorbeck with you here inside the Centrium in Red Deer, Alberta. That second period, we saw the intensity go up, we saw the physical play go up, but once again, one tiny miscue by the Slovaks leads to another Swedish goal.
And you got to keep telling yourself, if you're watching this game, that these guys are just teenagers. They're not professionals. They're still learning their craft. They're learning the game. And this is a great moment for Sweden. Comes down, and the defense, you have to play inside the dots. Bakla 5 gets caught outside the dots. That allows Sjoberg to give it the old outside-inside move, and when the defensemen separate outside the dots on a one-on-one or one-on-two in this situation, it creates a gap in the middle, and when the forward has speed, he can take that mistake that was made and jump into that gap. It was a beautiful play, a little slide between the legs, but defense, you watch them all the time. The good defensemen, the NHL defensemen, they very rarely get outside the dots and try to play a one-on-one and push in an open ice situation. But again, young teenagers make mistakes, and unfortunately for Slovakia, that mistake resulted in the second goal of the game and a 2-0 lead.
The Slovaks getting the hard lessons on just how difficult Group B is this time around in Red Deer. All right, let's go now to our Pond to Podium teachable moment, Dave, and it is presented by Canadian Tire.
A lot of times you can't pass the puck directly to a teammate. You've got to use a bank pass. We call them indirect passes. This is Oscar Olsson gets the puck. He can't make a straight up the ice pass. There's a player in the way, and it's Alexander Holtz who gets the pass and gets a great scoring opportunity. This is a great job of an indirect pass resulting in a goal. So many young players try to force the pass. So maybe I can sauce the pass 100 feet. Well, you're not all Erik Karlsson going behind your net to the blue line, if we can remember that a few years back. That was a fantastic move by Olsson, using the boards, perfect bank pass to his teammate to create a scoring opportunity. So a lot of young players should remember that. The pass off the boards. Boards always give you the puck back. They never keep it. They like to give it back to you.
We're going to have to call you Professor Reed for the rest of this. This is pretty good stuff. There is your teachable moment of the game presented by Canadian Tire. It has been a very busy day, too, here at the World Juniors. When we come back, it's highlight time. We'll get you caught up on all the action from Red Deer and Edmonton when our intermission returns.
A bit of teamwork, a bit of determination, and a bit of confidence go a long way. Timbits Hockey is proud to support 100,000 kids across Canada each year, giving them a little bit of extra help and a whole lot of fun.
As promised, time for some highlights. This is earlier today in Group B, Russia and Switzerland in the first period. Danila Yurov takes the shot off the rebound and deflects off not one, but two Swiss defenders. Yurov, one of the top prospects in the 2022 draft, puts Russia up 1-0. Then later in the frame, it's Dmitry Zlodeyev follows this one up, And the Vancouver Canucks prospect doubles Russia's lead. It's 2-0, and the Russians kept on coming. It's now 3-1 in the third. And guess what time it is? Matvei Michkov. He scored twice against the Swedes yesterday in the opener, and he's got his third of the tournament. Michkov expected to be a top draft pick in 2023. Russia gets its first win of this tournament. Let's go to Group A now. Austria playing its first game of these World Juniors, while Finland coming off a 3-1 win over Germany yesterday. Wasting no time, it's Brad Lambert finding Ville Koivunen as he gets Finland the early lead. Moments later, Moi from Koivunen sets up Samuel Helenius for the goal. He already has his third goal in 2 games, just like Matvei Michkov. 4-1 Finland in the third. They're in cruise control, and it's Koivunen striking again. He's got his second of the game. He was awarded player of the game. Finland would add 2 more goals in that third period, and it wasn't even close. 7-1. Finland, your final. And last but certainly not least, Czechia taking on Germany. The Czechs shorthanded here in the first, but it's Florian Bugel gets over to make the great pad save. He had 39 saves in all in this one. In the second, Alexander Blank takes the drop pass, and he's got his first of the tournament. 10 points in 28 games in the German Pro League this year for Blank, and it's 1-0 Germany. But now tied in the third, Maximilian Schuber stopped by Jan Bednash. The goaltenders were the story in this one, combining to stop 69 of 72 shots. And no surprise, we're off to overtime where it's Blank ending it for Germany, scoring both of the goals for the Germans to lead his team to their third straight win over the Czechs at the World Juniors. And what a moment there for Germany, Dave. How big a win was this for this team?
Oh, incredible. The emotions that they are going to draw from this game. Alexander Blank, they got both goals, the overtime winner. Jan Bednash gets caught a little low in the net, you'd say, but the excitement afterwards is what we talked about. What an incredible shot. Blank now has 2 goals in this game and an assist in the loss to Finland, and that's the only goals the team has scored when Blank is getting a point. But what an emotional win, and you see the emotion and how excited these guys are when they're standing and they are belting out the national anthem, and I'm sure that's not in tune, but that's just true excitement. That's what the tournament is all about.
Well, we remember last year's World Juniors. It wasn't easy for Germany. They got off to that tough start with all those players testing positive as they entered the Edmonton bubble, but they stuck with it, made it to the quarterfinals. I mean, it was the Tim Stützle show, almost knocking Russia out of the quarters, but yeah, just a great moment for Germany, and that's what this tournament is all about. We are in for an entertaining third period here between Sweden and Slovakia. We'll be back after this.
The second intermission was brought to you by Canadian Tire, proud partner of Hockey Canada.
Our second intermission scoring summary is brought to you by Canadian Tire. For a second straight period, Slovakia holding the shots advantage, but Sweden hitting them where it hurts, scoring the only goal in that period. Let's get you back to Dennis and Craig.
And Laura, Sweden may be getting them where it hurts, not just on the goal-scoring department. This game has been physical.
It has been physical, and you know, there's still this idea that the Swedes can't play physical and play hard and play tough. Well, if you can believe that, you're going to see some video evidence that betrays all your thoughts. They're hard, they're heavy, they love to play physical, and you're not going to push the Swedes out of the game. And they showed that in that second period. Leo Luff, a couple of shots there. I think Craig Berube might like them, don't you think, right? But they do. They compete and they play hard, and it's part of their identity. And maybe people didn't think that about them, but you better be ready to take on the physical play that the Swedes are ready to dish out.
Yeah, Luv might be sending that direct to the St. Louis Blues and Coach Craig Berube. So the third period gets going here in Red Deer, a 2-0 lead.
You know what happens, Dennis? Old tired narratives never die, despite evidence overwhelmingly to the contrary.
Meshar will carry it in for Slovakia. The shot never got through. Flipped off the boards, and Eklund will bring it back. On for Olsson. Olsson hits the line, sends it in, and it goes off the stick of Nemetz, and up and down a play. Nemetz with 6 shots on goal after 2 periods in this game, and 18 minutes and 9 seconds of ice time. Leads
Yeah,
all
so
players.
18, well, I'm going to guess that he could get 12 more here and get it up to half the game. Because if I'm Ivan Fenish, I know that I want him out there as much as I can, get him out.
Penalty coming up to Sweden. Slafkovsky lets the shot go, and that will rim the boards and come all the way back down the ice. Petrovitsky after it. Alexander Holtz after him. Dangerously in front of the empty net. And now finally this will get touched. And play gets whistled down, and an early third period power play coming for Slovakia.
Edvinsson again stepping up into the neutral zone, but Slovakia has been good in that area, trapping the Swedish defensemen, making plays into the inside, and Slafkovsky had a real good chance shooting it between the legs and just missing the far side on Wallstedt.
Slovakia adding an assistant coach, Scott Mosier from the University of Vermont, was added to their staff. Chromiak with a attempted one-timer that failed to work. Third power play of the game for Slovakia. Jelichka heads to the front of the net. Mikluka walks it in, the shot rebound. Oh, what a save by Jesper Wallstedt off of Chromiak.
I love this for so many different reasons. The quick puck movement by Slovakia, the puck into the net, Chromiak hunting the rebound, and then the brilliant goaltending by Wallstedt. What is there not to like about it unless you're Martin Chromiak, who couldn't get the puck into the net? Just so well done all around.
Chromiak controls off the draw. Jedlichka the shot, and another save, and now a little bit more pushing and shoving in front of Wallstedt.
Last game for Slovakia against USA, Drew Commesso was the player of the game. And right now, there's no question who the player of the game is here for Sweden. And, you know, we talk about Slovakia having not scored in previous tournaments. They got way more skill. The quality of their chances have been really, really good here. It's goaltending right now that's keeping them off the score sheet.
Mikluka looking to that far side and misses it, and it will carry him all the way around the boards, and Konashko's going to have to chase this back. 33 shots on goal for Slovakia. Konashko across the line, drops it back. Demick back for Konashko, sends it on for Chromiak. Chromiak being watched by Steinman, comes back, Mikluka. Mikluka plays it, Konashko, Chromiak. Tried to drive it to the front of it, didn't get as much on that as he would have liked. And Steinman for Sweden will send it back down the ice. But Kotze had to be careful with it. Youngman read the play, and the shot blocked by Nemetz. Nemetz and Youngman tie it up. And Nemetz comes out of the pile with the puck and is going to skate it right up the ice. Pass just beyond the reach of Roman Fight, but they pour in after a loose puck, no icing on it. Comes back at the line, Slafkovsky will send it down low. Creeping into the near side, Dvorsky, but the puck never came across to him. And first of the puck is Niebeck, and he'll slam it down the ice.
Meshar tried to go up short side. Maybe catch Wallstedt off the post. You're not going to catch Wallstedt off his position. He's so good at holding it and being patient.
3 shots on that power play for Slovakia. They've had their chances. Nystrom is on it, goes to the forehand. Eklund will carry it in from Holtz, drops it back, and Holtz wires that one high short side, and Latozzi another good save. Grans from the line, that's just off the outside of the net. Holtz draws it down, plays it for Eklund. William Eklund trying to center it, and that is grabbed off by Meshar. And Meshar will slide this on. Konashko plays it through for Roman Fight. He'll send it in. And Grans is back for it. Helga Grans for Holtz. For Niederbach, who had the first goal of the game for Sweden, and he'll dump it in. Cross ice pass, and a read there by Rosén. Rosén spins. Huerberg tries to center that out front. Niederbacher was there, but it's grabbed off, and Dakala will take it behind his own net. Sends it on for Kumets. Kumets plays it to the line, and this will get sent in by Jan Lashik. Andrea on for Niederbach to the line, but Rosine jumped the line offside. Will be called against Sweden.
Albert Schoberg, who scored the second goal, jumps on this loose puck and tries to quickly get to that post, but the right leg of Latkoczy gives him no room.
It's another one of those that in Swedish it's Huerberg. And
here it's Schoberg.
Here it's Schoberg. I've been calling him Huerberg and Schoberg.
Yeah, you keep calling him that. I'm going, who is he talking about? I mean, I see it's good, but you're right. We get into this pronunciation, I guess, quagmire, I call it. Like, you know, I know in Swedish it may be different, you know, trying to identify it.
Louvre with the wrist shot. That got blocked as Kashlik went down in front of it.
And we certainly are totally respectful of the players' names and the heritage and everything. I don't think there's any easy answer to the pronunciations.
Well, because you see the pronunciation and you're probably saying, why is he calling him Huerberg? But we do get pronunciations from the teams. And even when they come across to play in the CHL, the names are pronounced differently. To the front of the net, a loose puck. Wallstad is down as Petrovitsky takes that into the paint. Wrist shot, and Wallstad will snare that and hang on to it. Good net drive there by Ryan Petrovitsky.
Ryan Petrovitsky's had a great game here, but watch how he dances in here. Patient, looks for an opening. Okay, maybe it's there, maybe it isn't. Oh, it is, and then gets right to the net, and Wallstad shuts it down. And Petrovitsky, he knew he had a real good opportunity, a little bit frustrated as he comes back to the bench. Don't be frustrated, keep post.
Slavkovsky with the quick release. Staka jumps in from the left point. You had Robert Petrovitsky, didn't you?
Yeah, we had him in Kalamazoo. Also had Ronald.
See, Ronald, when I was in Tri-Cities, we had him there, and he wanted to go by Petrovicki. So we continue with that debate, and yet it was Petrovitsky.
You know, we're back to that, right? But like, one of the greatest Winnipeg Jets of all times was the little general, Lars-Erik Schober.
Correct.
And I mean, the name is spelled like that. It was always Lars-Erik Schober.
Scramble around the net. Latkoczy is down. Back it comes for Olsen at the line. Olsen sends it down. Sweden with some offensive pressure here. Stakastad with the shot. That got blocked, and now he'll head to the bench on the change. Slavkovsky had it knocked off his stick. Olsen will play it back down low for Eklund. Eklund for Andrea. And looking for a lane, and that went off a leg and wide. Controlled again by Eklund. Olsen trying to get it on for Alexander Holtz. Grabbed off by Konashko. He'll jam it up the center. Andrea breaks it up. Olsen had to get away from him. Sikora trying to chase this down. Eklund will jam it on for Alexander Holtz. Holtz got stopped at the line. And right back in for Slovakia. Petrovsky trying to work it free. Jan Lashik there as well, but poked away and sent down the ice. And Kumets is back. Lashik will deflect it in. And Wallstad will send it on for Louvre. That gets stolen by McCluka. And he comes rink wide off the glass as it got deflected away. Louvre will play it back into his own end. Pass up the middle is intercepted. And right back in. Oh, high hit there from Louvre on Nemitz. And then Petrovitsky goes after Louvre. This may be more than 2.
Oh yeah, there's no question about it. Head contact is automatic 10-minute misconduct. It comes down to, is it going to be 2 or 10 or 5?
Simon Nemec is down. And Louvre to the penalty box. They'll sort it out. We'll have it when we come back to Red Deer.
And our incredible volunteer team that you don't even see. They're
Well, Leo Louvre is not afraid to play physical, and he steps up here on Simon Nemec. One angle, and he comes right in on here. Looks like he gets him with the forearm underneath the chin on the face mask, which is head contact. Under the IIHF rules, head contact comes with automatic 10-minute misconduct. And they can determine if it's 2 or 5.
And the officials are taking a look at it.
And again, the ability to have a review and to say, hey, that is or it isn't, it's fine. We may not agree with what the final call is, but it's giving the officials, the referees, the opportunity to get a good look at it.
Sergei Yudakov and Yunus Kova.
When you look there on that play, it looks like he might come into the chest first, but you look at it from other angles and it looks like he comes under the chin. Right here is where it really, you know, the left arm.
So close to the boards is extra dangerous as well. So Slovakia will get a power play out of this. It just depends whether this is going to be 2 or 5. Whether Louvre will stay in the game. I don't think they gave Petrovitsky anything for the cross-check on Louvre after.
I think he just kind of showed up there to kind of let him know he was there. I didn't. Well, we've seen Edvinsson with 2 penalties, and that's a real strong penalty killer. You know, Louvre is a good penalty killer. That takes a, you know, you're trying to kill penalties without defensemen that are, you know, integral to your penalty kill. Certainly if you lose Louvre here for 10 minutes. This is the one where it looks like he gets him with the forearm for that. That's the one that to me looks like head contact right there too. You know, you come through the body, and you know, the NHL Department of Player Safety says it all the time. You're the one that has to deliver the check, and you have to be responsible for the check you're delivering. Take a different angle, take a lower posture.
Well, here comes the call.
Team Sweden, match penalty, check into the head.
There you have it, 5-minute match penalty, game misconduct. What an opportunity here for Slovakia. Emil Andrea is going to come over, but to me it was head contact. To me it was, I mean, it wasn't. I'm always careful of this, Dennis, to say it wasn't blatant head contact. It doesn't matter if it's blatant, it's head contact.
Correct.
It's up to Leo Louvre to, there's a real good look at it from a different angle that I think makes it pretty clear. And that's what the officials were trying to do, get as clear a look to be decisive in saying, hey, this is a match penalty. And Thomas Montan isn't happy, but the next coach that I see happy with a match penalty or 5-minute measure against their team will be the first.
Well, and we'll see whether it is just 5 and 10 or whether the IHF Disciplinary Committee will take a look at that. But right now it's a 5-minute power play for Slovakia, down 2-0, and a terrific opportunity to get right back in this game.
Don't meander on the power play. You know, you're going to have different groups coming out here, so for Ivan Fenish, you know, make sure, hey, we're going to play with tempo, we're going to play with real urgency, and we're going to be sharp.
Team Sweden penalties, number 8, Leo.
Face-offs will become
a match penalty.
very important here on this power play. Win there for Ekmark, and he'll clear it down the ice. Makluka will take this wide. Makluka sends it around the boards. Demek plays it in behind the net. Demek going in, trying to track it down. Gets it loose for Makluka. Tanashko goes cross ice for Chromiak. Chromiak, the wrister, blocked by Andrea. Andrea tried to clear it, could not. Demek is on it. Sends it around for Makluka. Alexei Makluka back for Demek and back for Makluka. Tanashko, Chromiak, Makluka, and that got blocked by Andrea. Tanashko quickly for Chromiak. Jedlichka, quick shot, save made. Volstad, rebound by Demek. And Volstad, another save, and now Volstad might be trying to
trying though, yeah. I mean, like, put him on Broadway. That's pretty terrific acting.
The skate of Demek does come up, but the reaction is a little late. We'll give him that one.
Wow. He could be a stunt double.
Shot from the line by Nemitz, turned aside. Meshar's after it. Meshar pressured by Edmondson, and the puck will get cleared down the ice. Latkozzi on for Slafkovsky, and he'll send it back for Simon Nemitz. 3.5 left in the 5-minute power play. And Nemitz getting pressured, swings it back for Slafkovsky. Nemitz away from Stakastad, but Dvorsky has to wait for the pass and then gets pressured by Enmark. So Sweden right now aggressive on the penalty kill. And Slovakia unable to get in there and get set up for the last 35-40 seconds. Back to the line, Nemitz will send it back for Meshar. He'll let it go in behind the net. Fight trying to play it back for Meshar. Now Fight comes across. Slafkovsky sends it back for Nemitz. Back for Slafkovsky. To the goal line, he'll play it. Gets it back from Roman Fight. Rink wide, looking for Meshar. And a good stick there by Stekastad to deflect it up and out of play.
I talked about Slovakia playing with urgency on the power play. They didn't match the urgency of Sweden on the penalty kill. Couldn't get the puck up the ice. Not crisp with the puck.
A little more determination on the penalty kill than the power play. Tanashko. Makluka. He'll send it back for Konashko and back for Makluka. Takes a look short side, no shooting lane. Konashko will wire that from the line. Volstad tracked it, made the save with the left pad. Nystrom trying to clear, can't as he got double teamed. Demek is on the loose puck. Demek will walk it in, looking to the far side. And that is off the blocker of Volstad. Nemitz a shot from the right point, deflected away by the skate of Olsen, and now Latkozzi to the bench for the extra attacker. That's going to make it a 6-on-4. Meshar with the shot, rebound grabbed off by Fight, on for Slafkovsky. Back for Nemitz at the line, and he drilled that one wide. Taken by Meshar. Into the final minute 18 of the 5-minute power play. Slafkovsky, the shot blocked, scramble in front of the net, cleared away, and Steinman picks it up and puts it over the glass. And this is going to be a 5-on-3 for $1.10.
I don't think Ivan Fenish needs to make it a 6-on-3, but I love the bold move. 5-on-4, and he says we're going to make it a 6-on-4.
Now a timeout.
Smart move. Make sure you get your best players out on the ice here.
1:10 left in the major.
And having an extra player out there, 6-on-4, a little bit more pressure, you know, a bit able to close the ice a little bit more. Defender doesn't feel like he's got as much time.
5 power plays with that last penalty for Slovakia in this game. Sweden had a couple of goals yesterday in the win over Russia on 5-on-3s. And now Slovakia will get the opportunity to go 5-on-3 against Sweden.
Edvinsson not out there. Obviously, they don't have Leo Luth.
Makluka the face-off along with Ljungman, and Ljungman wins the face-off, but Jedlicka quickly to pressure, and that forces a turnover. Konashko to Chromiak. Lutkotsky is back in the nets, and now he makes his way to the bench. Chromiak the shot. It is 6-on-3. Konashko will trap it on the near side. Makluka, he'll leave for Chromiak. Back for Konashko. Now they'll switch sides. Chromiak will take it up top, lets it go, and that's blocked.
You're not going to beat Wallstedt from there.
Konashko walks it in, sends it down to the goal line. Kashlik will play it back. Konashko, Chromiak takes a look, doesn't shoot it. Gets it down to Meshar, back Konashko, Chromiak fires it off the outside of the post. Chromiak on it again for Konashko. Back for Chromiak, down to Makluka. Chromiak walks it in, fires, that's blocked in front. Konashko's on it. Back to Chromiak, that's blocked. Loose puck in front of the net. Terrific penalty killing by Emil Andrea. Konashko, Chromiak wires another one. And Andrea, or perhaps Wallstedt, got a piece of that. And now a one-man advantage. And this gets cleared to center. Terrific penalty killing by Slovakia. Slavkovsky will drop it back. Lutkotsky makes his way back into the net. Meshar will send it through for Nemitz. Nemitz gets pinned to the far side boards, and this gets deflected out the center ice. Slavkovsky gets away from Stekestad. Turns inside the line, sends it on for Meshar. He'll play give and go with Demick. And the power play is over. Another save by Jesper Wallstedt, and he'll hang on to it. It remains 2-0.
There's a sigh of relief by Wallstedt, but Emil Andrea, you talk about getting right in there and giving it everything you got, sacrificing. And that's not easy. When you're that far away from the shooter and you got to take it dead on, what unbelievable sacrifice. He has been really good here for Sweden in their first 2 games.
Played 23 minutes against Russia. 6 shots on that power play for Slovakia. Into the high slot, it goes the shot. That got turned away as Sikora comes in with a bit of a poke at what he thought was a loose puck. And that'll bring Edvinsson in on Sikora.
What can we say about Jesper Wallstedt? I mean, he has been unbelievable. He has been, and he's got to be exhausted. I mean, he got tested in the third, but Russia, game 1, and Slovakia right from the beginning of this game have been pushing, attacking, challenging him, and he has been up to every challenge.
1.82 this year in Luleå goals against average. Save percentage of .923.
When you have a goaltender of that caliber, you have a chance to win games that sometimes you haven't been quite good enough to really say we deserve to win, but he is that good.
Well, coaches will tell you your best penalty killer has to be your goaltender. And that was the case there. Meshar gets dumped, gets it on for Slafkovsky. Wrist shot that went wide. Konashko from the line, lets it go, sends it in deep. Controlled off the backboards. Meshar in front with a shot. Rebound, and that goes off the side of the net. Demick is after it. Demick gets pinned there with Nystrom. Niederbach trying to come up with the loose puck. Meshar pins him to the backboards, and it's slipped around the boards, and this will get sent all the way down the ice by Rosine, and it will be an icing call. And the faceoff will come all the way back. Time now for your shift of the game, fueled by Gatorade.
Yeah, and Emil Andrea, I mean, this is the shift of the game. Killing a penalty, down 2 men, and getting right in there, blocking shots, and doing everything you can to make sure that that puck doesn't get through. And he knows how good Wallstedt is, but taking a little bit of the heat off of Wallstedt, just terrific play by Emil Andrea.
Bromiak trying to work it off the corner boards. Comes to the line for Petrovitsky. Back for Nemeth. Shot. Wallstedt the save. Rebound the save. And the third attempt by Illich going off the side of the net and wide. He is in the zone, if you want, as they say. Petrovitsky from the line. That got blocked. Gets it again. Lets another one go, and that one got blocked. And this is chopped off the glass and down the ice. Petrovitsky will hustle back. Icing gets waved off. Under 5 now. 45 shots on goal for Slovakia.
Many of them of the high quality.
Nemeth for fight. Petrovitsky off the boards for Kashlik. Dvorsky plays it through for fight. Lets the shot go, turned away on the short side. Chipped back in behind the Swedish net, and on it goes for Eklund. William Eklund will play it across, and Holtz has it. Holtz carries it across the line. Holtz with the wrister, delayed penalty coming to Slovakia now. Kashlik will touch it on the far side, and a power play for Sweden as Fight will go to the penalty box.
Here's the penalty by Roman Fight, hooking below the goal line, offensive zone. There's just no upside there. 0 upside, and you're down by 2, and not only do you got to kill the penalty off to keep it within 2, you've also taken 2 minutes off the clock. It's hurt your chances as well.
No doubt Sweden has built some momentum off that terrific penalty kill. 5-minute major for the Louvre. And then with a minute 10 left in that, over the glass, so a 2-man advantage. Holtz wires it, save made by Latkoczy. The goaltending has been terrific at both ends of the ice. Holtz rips another one, and Latkoczy makes another save. And Konashko trying to clear, and he'll get this down the ice.
Holtz tests goaltenders. He tests you. Doesn't give you the same look. He moves around, looks for different spots on the net.
USA and Switzerland here tomorrow, just a single game. Canada and Austria in Edmonton. Grans will play it back into his own end. Holtz plays it back. Finland over Austria. Germany beat Czechia in overtime. Russia beat Switzerland. The other games today. Eklund will drop it. Grans will get it back for Eklund. Eklund hits the line. Little spinorama to get around Petrovitsky. And now grabbed off by Demick. Demick trying to clear. Grans knocked it down. And then a cross-ice pass was picked off by Sikora. And Olofsson had to hustle back to get to that loose puck ahead of Sikora. And then Sikora gets taken down. Grans will put it back for Olofsson. Olofsson had a power play marker yesterday for Sweden. Andrea hits the line, sends it in. Latkoczy plays it against the traffic. Staka sends it back. And Konashko off the forehand, banks it off the boards out the center. Petrovsky will give chase, but Andrea will get there first. And Petrovsky almost with a steal.
Slovakia with the first part killed the penalty. Now they've got just over 2 minutes to see what they can do to get a goal here.
Slafkovsky the shot, that got blocked. Youngman comes back at the line. Petrovitsky the shot, and a glove save by Wallstad, and he'll hang on to it.
Because you can't get two until you get one, right, Dennis? Isn't
that is correct.
The order of the math?
Yep. 48 shots now for Slovakia.
I don't know if impressive is a strong enough word to talk about the goaltending of Wallstad and the play by Slovakia in this game. I think both have been really strong.
Wasn't busy against Russia, just faced 18 shots. But he has been busy. He will earn an off day tomorrow for himself and his teammates. Sharp angle try by Demick. That comes around the boards. Latkoczy starting to make his way to the Slovakian bench. Granz will chop it up, and this will get bunted out the center ice by Stakastad. Petrovitsky on for Meshar. For Nemetz. 6 attackers now. Latkoczy to the bench. Slafkovsky. Chromiak comes out. Shot went wide. Sharp angle try off a leg. And this is grabbed off and cleared out at center. And at the empty net, it's going to go across, and it'll be an easy second empty net goal of the tournament for Daniel Youngman. And that will put this one to bed for Sweden, 3-0.
Simon Nemetz, I mean, there's disappointment and there's exasperation, but like I sit here and I look at Slovakia, and I don't think they have anything to hang their heads about. I mean, I know the loss is distant. They gave everything they had in this game, and they pushed Sweden hard. And without the brilliance of Jesper Wallstad, Sweden is not in a position to win this game. He was the backstopper that led them to this victory.
And right back to the first period when Slovakia outshot Sweden 13-4 and came out of it down 1. This gets banked off the boards by Verholm. Out at center, Niederbach, who opened the scoring in this game. Niederbach trying a bit of a toe drag. Puck is loose in front of Latkoczy. Verholm trying to hold it in, chops it back in around the boards, and on it is Kanashko. Plays it behind the net. Slafkovsky all the way down, back in behind his own net with 40 seconds left in this one to finish off day 2 of the World Junior Championship. Steinman got the only assist on that tally. Carried back in. And a chance there for Verholm, or Verberg trying to find that in the open side. He already has a goal in this game. Had the second one for Sweden. Slafkovsky plays it back for Nemetz. And Nemetz with the long lead pass. Fight will carry it in. Knocked off his stick by Granz. And this one comes to an end. 2 shutouts in the SHL for Jesper Wallstad, and he stops 48 of 48 for his first World Junior Championship shutout.
Every single Swedish player should give him a big hug, and if he's putting his feet up after the game, whatever he wants to drink or eat, they need to bring it to him. That's how good he was. He was fantastic.
A Minnesota Wild draft pick, first round back in 2021. We'll have the Player of the Game awards and then the national anthem of Sweden, the victorious team.
Yeah, Slafkovsky really pushed. He had lots of initiative in his game and created some chances.
The best player of Team Sweden is #1, Jesper Wallstad.
And no shock to anybody, Jesper Wallstad, the player of the game for Sweden. He was the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth choice.
Has to mean more for goaltenders. It wasn't like it was a 14 save, easy night. 48 saves, lots of them coming on the Slovakian power play.
Et maintenant pour l'hymne national for the national anthem of Sweden. Thank you for attending today's game. Please exit the building socially distant.
The 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship is presented by Esso, proudly fueling Hockey Canada since 1984. By Nike, official gear of Canada's national hockey teams. By TELUS, we're using the power of our purpose to help make the world a better place. Together, let's make the future friendly. And by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Team Canada. The 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship, brought to you in part by the 2022 Chevrolet Silverado, the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Chevrolet, find new roads. And by Skip the Dishes. Cheer on our team in true Canadian style with your favorite order on Skip, the official food delivery app of Team Canada. It's game time, Canada. Let's get hungry.
As we all get a chance to catch our breath, perhaps the game of the tournament thus far. Sweden coming out on top 3-0, but Slovakia impressive in the loss as Jesper Wallstedt gets his first career shutout at the World Juniors. And for one final time on day 2 at the 2022 World Juniors, Dave and Laura back with you here inside the Centrium in Red Deer, Alberta. And Dave, we were talking about right off the hop, opening minutes, the pace that these two teams set, and we thought, how are they ever going to maintain that? But apparently they were saving their best for that third period.
Absolutely incredible game. From start to finish, Slovakia, 49 shots in this game. Jesper Wallstedt, an absolutely tremendous performance. But the penalty killing for Sweden late in the game, after Leo Loof pretty much tries to decapitate the young Simon Nemec and gets 5 minutes in a game, then a puck over glass penalty results in a 5-on-3. It was actually a 6-on-3. Slovakia pulled their goaltender, and it was just shot after shot. The shot blocking was absolutely incredible, as Emil Andrea was fantastic. That whole sequence of the 5-minute power play and the 5-on-3 and the puck control and pulling the goaltender, it's the first time I've ever seen a goaltender change back into the net on the fly. When it went from a 6-on-3 to a 6-on-4, then it was 5-on-4. An incredible sequence, but I give Sweden all credit in this game. They were outplayed, but they did what they had to do on that 5-on-4 and 5-on-3, and goaltending, it was an absolutely incredible performance by Wallstedt. 49 saves for a shutout. That's remarkable.
I know. It's just, we were looking after that flurry. We're like, there's still 6 minutes to go in the third period. Again, this Slovak team had a lot of hype coming into it. 13 returning players from last year's World Juniors. These up-and-coming prospects that are creating so much buzz as well. And they made a believer out of you. I could tell. Yeah, I could tell.
You know, they lost to the U.S. in the first game 3-2. They've got 3 17-year-olds who are probably going to be in the first round. Not probably, will be in the first round. And this tournament doesn't always build your draft stock, but it's not hurting. Juraj Slafkovsky was sensational against the U.S. He was even better against Sweden, but he still wasn't able to get on the board in either game, not for a lack of trying. He had chance after chance. He's 6'4". He plays in Finland against men, and you could see his ability to outmuscle his opponents, to just get in the right spot. He's one of these players that just seems to be in the right spot all the time. And he makes good plays, he makes strong plays, but he understands where the game's going, and he understands where to be at the right moments. And he made some sensational plays, some great passes, had some great looks, but again, just not able to get on the score sheet and beat Jesper Wallstedt in this game. But very, very impressive. And the fun thing is for Slovakia, and watching this, these guys are all going to be back next year because they're only 17 years old.
Yeah, watch out.
And at 6'4", at about 220 pounds, he just bowls his way up the ice. He does what he wants out here, and he's only getting better in Game 2.
Hate talking about moral victories, but yeah, the Slovaks have nothing to hang their heads about at all, and both these teams getting a well-deserved day off tomorrow because they definitely need it. So what a way to end day 2 at the 2022 World Juniors with that dynamite game between Sweden and Slovakia. Here are the scores once again. So Finland improving to 2-0. Russia and Germany both picking up their first wins of this tournament. Germany with that big overtime win over Czechia over in Edmonton. So as we say goodbye to day number 2, we say hello to day number 3, and only 2 games on the schedule. Yes, a nice doubleheader for day 3. 1 game in Red Deer, well, that features the defending champs, Team USA, back in action after an off day today, taking on the Swiss. Then in Edmonton, yes, Canada eyeing its 2nd win in a row as well. Austria is up next. The pregame show kicks that one off at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. Well, that does it for us here in Red Deer, and what a game it was. The Swedes doing just enough when it had to because the Slovaks threw everything but the kitchen sink at them. For Dave Reed, Dennis Bayak, and Craig Button, I'm Laura Dyken, and thanks for watching our coverage of the 2022 World Juniors here in Red Deer.